Hi, this is Kim, or Adverse Camber 42, and this is usually where I'd be telling you that I'm playing Kingdom Hearts Rechain of Memories on PlayStation 4, but as you can see, I'm not. I'm playing Black Myth Wukong, because yesterday I was severely humbled by the Great Sage's broken shell, and I can't stop thinking about it. So we have done intensive Great Sage research now to try and figure out where I was going wrong. We're going to spend a bit of time grinding up what I hope will be a better armor set to beat him in, and then we're going to try him again. Because I can't let him beat me. I'm okay. I'm not broken yet. But hiya, Info, how are you doing today? Let me feed those kitties for you before we start. I'm not sure where I put my treat. Ah, there's my treat bag. Here we go, Bear. Would you like some? I've got Sherry sat with me now. So while everything's loading, let me just get some treats. Yeah, I'm good, apart from the fact I've been driven to the point of insanity by a boss. Other than that, doing really well. I just had pancakes. Whoops. Shouldn't have clipped that while feeding the cat, but Sherry's got her treats now. And today is Pancake Day, of course, Shrove Tuesday. So I'm nicely full of pancakes. Hang on, I won't use my Switch as an elbow rest. Let's beat this fucker. Or rather, let's just grind up some money. Because you see, what I learnt through my intensive afternoon of researching this boss is that there is a armor set that we actually got really early in the game called the Serpent Scale Battle Robe. That if we max it out, will slowly heal us all the time we're in water. And of course, that boss fight, we're knee deep in water the whole time. So the other thing I just want to try, though, is the other thing I learned is basically this armor I'm in is useless for the boss, because if we look at it, it comments the fact that it is kind of improved by the number of relics I have. I think it particularly says that it might be on the breastplate or the spear. One of them comments that the more relics you have, the more damage it does. But that thing the boss does when it enters its second phase is stripping out all my relics, which renders this armor basically useless. So basically, we were just making life hard for ourselves by wearing the monkey set. I'm also going to try... Erlang gave us his spear last time. I just can't remember what it looked like. I thought we should maybe give that a little try. The tri-point double-edged spear. Because that's as good as my other one that I'm using, but it doesn't rely on relics. So I thought we'd just give it a try and see how it feels. I might still use the Chubai staff or whatever it's called. No, it's not the Chubai staff, it's the other one. But I also googled where's the best place to grind money, and the Corridor of Sweet Ball Sacks here is apparently a really good place to grind up money for me to upgrade these armors, so that's why we're back here. You might remember this from Chapter 4. Oh, what pancakes did I have? Hi, Laura. I just always have sugar and lemon. I'm a classic pancake-arian. It's also Lunar Year, so you went for a Chinese. How is your local Chinese open for Lunar Year? Ours always kind of stops. It's the Corridor of Swinging Ball Sacks, Laura. I think I'm clear on this. That is clearly what we are seeing here. Fortunately, we're much tougher than when we last did the Corridor of Swinging Ball Sacks, so we can just hack our way through. We might have to do a few ball sack runs to get through this. Where's the one that's attacking me? There it is. Oh, I do kind of like the ceiling centipedes there too. That's rather creepy and cool. I remembered there being more of them. But this is the end of the corridor, I seem to remember. This is where we fought... I forget his name. The Venom Taoist in Chapter 2. Not Chapter 2, Chapter 4's Venom Taoist. So how much did that net me? 6,000. That wasn't too bad. Because I did, after last session, when I was trying to figure out which armor set it was, upgraded it as far as I could with the money I had on hand. So let's just reset and do that a couple more times, and then we'll see how far we can get up. Because we do need to upgrade the chest, the greaves, and the, I think they're called gaiters, the foot armor. So let's get back our ball sacks again. The only small downside with this armor set is I think I do need one more celestial ribbon in order to totally upgrade it, and they're quite expensive. But I did a lot of research with this. I went and checked all the high-level shrines to see if anywhere sold it, and there is one near where the Bishui Beast was that has one in stock, so that should give us the last celestial ribbon we need to do this. But we do have to have enough money to buy it, and they're quite, as I say, pricey. Get back here. Right, that was all of them. So let's check the money again. 8,000. Gonna do one more run and then we will go back to Yin Tiger and see how far that gets us. I think that should finish off the breastplate, which was the one I was playing around with earlier, because I think I only have one more level of that to upgrade. The advantage of it being a low level armor is it's quite cheap to upgrade it. That you jump so high you get clipped off by the ceiling there. Well, this is a lot less annoying than the first time I was here, at least. With the levels comes wisdom, I guess. How many are left? Still at least one there. Oh, a couple more over there. Yeah, it'd help if he actually locked on him. How about that? Right, let's go see how much of a level that gets us. The other thing I learned is I can do this and charge up my weapon, which I didn't know. See, look, it stands all my little checkpoints there. And fun things I learnt. But anyway, let us travel to the Rui Scroll, the Zodiac Village, and see how many upgrades that gets me. So I imagine this is going to take a few runs, but we should get a more appropriate suit of armor for fighting the Great Sage out of it. Because I am not one of those people who will just keep throwing my self against a wall. I would like to make life easy by myself by creating a correct build to do this.
又来了，快让我
So
捶两
we're
下
going
子
to。upgrade, and it's called the Serpent Scale Battle Robe. It's kind of blue. There it is. So yep, we can get the maximum upgrade on that one at least. Do you want to equip it? Sure, we might as well give it a go. Start putting them on, and let's start on the braces. Which at least should take less upgrading than the chest. So what does that need? We're out of money, but we only need like less than 5,000 to max out the braces. But we do need one ribbon, and the legs will need the same. So let's put a few points into the legs too. Yeah, just one there. So let's go do a few more runs of Bullbag Ridge. So let's just... So I don't think Jingu Bang... It does still do the fourth focus point thing, so Jingu Bang might actually be my better weapon there. Let's just check versus... Tri-point, integrates spear techniques into light attack combos, that increases damage dealt by thrust stance. I don't use thrust, so yeah, I'd say probably Jingu Bang is our best weapon to use for this experiment. And I believe the helmet the internet recommended to me was, it's not the Pilgrim, it's the See No Evil. More easily triggers your perfect dodge. Which, to be fair, is a lot less defense. So we will have to take that on board. But I'll go with the build that people recommended. Maybe perfect dodge would be better for this fight because it is a dodgy fight. Let's just see if we can upgrade See No Evil. That strikes me as the kind of thing that won't have an upgrade path.
中看不中用。
Upgrade armor. Pilgrim's headband. No, we can't upgrade See No
一样
Evil.
拉枪头。
Let's attach the other bits of my armor for now, because I'm not going to die in Bullbag Ridge. There we go. You can see on the battle robe now. It says when health is low, you will slowly recover a small amount of your health. In water, the effect is significantly enhanced. So that's the ability that's supposed to be good for the final boss. And also, the light attack combo finishes has more damage if I'm in water. So my basic attacks will do more damage to him as well. But that effect only triggers in water, which thankfully the entirety of the final boss is. So I guess that's why people are saying this is the armor set to use. Just for survivability, we just need them maxed out. No, not the Birthstone. What are you doing, Kim? Web Bridge. So we were in the pool of Shattered Jade. Let's go hit some more ball bags. Everybody loves a grind. But at least if we can get this finished, it means that tomorrow we can start Yakuza, which is what I really want. I miss Yakuza so much. I'm ready to play it again. Plus, my hands really hurt after last night's session, doing Erlang and the Stone Monkey, and our failed attempt at the Great Sage. So I guess I will also talk about what else I've been doing. So I'll show you my entire gear before we do the fight. I have made some changes, particularly to my magic spells and curios, because essentially I was told that either I should focus on generating more ki, which I actually had to look up what that meant because I just like hitting things with a stick, let's be honest, I'm not a strategist. But ki is the kind of stat that enables me to use the Wandering White and also whatever vessel I have equipped. So as ki builds, it means I can use those abilities more often. The vessel that we were using last time was predominantly the Plantain Fan, which people still says is the best one. I can't really see 100% how the Plantain Fan works, but I think it's going to be a... if if we can get him pinned against a wall, it'll leave us a lot of opening to attack. So some people said that using those abilities, get them to regenerate faster is the way to do it. Other people suggested Might, which is what I'm kind of leaning towards with my build, which will allow us to transform more often. And transform's kind of handy because it's like a temporary heal. So when I transform, my health automatically goes to full for the duration of the transformation. Sadly doesn't stay full, but it in a way acts like a temporary heal that can be make or break in a big fight. And the other way, of course, is mana conservation, which I also have some items to help with that, just to try and make sure that we can use the maximum number of spells. Was that 3,000? Still need to do a few more runs then. And I'm not sure how much the Celestial Ribbon actually costs, but I expect that's expensive. So if we do half a dozen runs here and hope that's enough. I think I did just get another level actually. So let's just go and apply that somewhere. Possibly to getting more crit. But so, as you can see here, I did change my spells around a bit. So my primary spell there, I've got Ring of Fire in space of Immobilize, because he just kept snapping out of Immobilize. We've still got Cloud Step and Pluck, in part because there's no alternative to Pluck. And for the transformation, I think we're going to go and stick with the Azadome, which is the Stone Monkey transformation. Just because that one can heal itself, so again we can stay in it a lot longer. But Ring of Fire has some abilities that I didn't know it did, so I respect myself to put more points into Ring of Fire, because not only will it heal me while I'm in the Ring of Fire, which I did do a small test last night with the boss. He will enter my Ring of Fire and still fuck me over, but Ring of Fire will heal me, so again more free heals. And it will also raise my focus points to allow me to try and get a smash in on the stone stage and do a bit more damage. But reportedly, which I didn't get time to test, his Ring of Fire will also increase my focus. So where I was backing out last time, I should have just stood in it and tried to stay in there with him. Obviously without getting burned, but that would have improved my focus too. So I might just have to put something... I guess I don't really need a burn cure. If I roll around in the water, it would cure my burn too. So yeah, we got some things to try. I love a strategy in Dark Souls. Well, I don't. I like being able to go in and just hit things and it all comes out Millhouse, but you know, I will adapt. I switched up the weapons I used when I beat Melina in Elden Ring, for example, to just power stance things that had the advantage over her. So I'm not above changing the way I play a game for the sake of an easier victory. I say easier because we all know this isn't going to be easy. But you know, if we can do it in 10 tries rather than 20, that's a win. Not sure how many times we tried it in that last hour last night. An uncomfortable amount. This run, I might just go and see how much that last Celestial Ribbon's going to set me back. Yep, we didn't do that in the most elegant way. Can't believe this is Reddit's recommended money grinding spot. Corridor of swinging ball bags, who knew? Right, so before we do anything else, rest or I won't forget to, let's just travel quickly. I think it was the Purge Pit, but this was part of my frantic, oh my god, does anybody sell a Celestial Ribbon hunt? Apparently there are only 12 you can get in a single playthrough of the game, I guess just to make sure you can't upgrade everything. So I kinda wish I'd conserved them until the end game when I knew what I was doing now, because I was just using them randomly. But there is one I didn't buy here. So, store, buy. They're 9,000, we'll grab that now and then we've got it. That's cheaper than I thought it was going to be. Let's go and do a few more rounds of ball bags. Because at least, based on me trying to calculate what I need using the wiki page, I think I only needed 4 total, and we've already spent the 2 on the chest. So I'm hoping this grind won't take too much longer, just to give us the maximum amount of time to try and beat this boss tonight. I may not sound patient, but I promise you I actually am when it comes to these games. My absolute level worst, I think, was the first time I played Bloodborne, which, of course, was before I had the stream, but it was the Orphan of Kos. Took me about 5 nights to beat. And, you know, the first tries with him, much like the Great Sage was last night, where I just barely touched it. It's something to be said for Souls-like. Since when I did replay Bloodborne from the stream, I think it took maybe 8 tries to do Kos. He wasn't the nightmare I remembered him being. Once you know how to do something, you kind of don't forget it in these sort of games. Slashy one. There he is. Both of them, I think. Yeah. Any more? Nope, got them all. Back to the shrine, rinse and repeat. Info. I just saw you pop up on Steam there. What are you playing? Scarlet Hollow. Ooh, nice. I'm going to stream that myself sooner rather than later because I want to see the new chapter too. Though I will start it from scratch in the stream so everyone can make the horrible, horrible choices for me. So of course my next you just had to figure out which saves were the original. At least I have the advantage of I upgraded my laptop since I've last played Scarlet Hollow, so I have no saves on there. So I'm going to tell you guys now that one of our archetypes is going to be talk to animals, but I'll let you guys pick the other one. I'm not busy out on the power to communicate with Gretchen. But this weekend's Steam Classic is going to be mouthwashing. Which I've never played before, and I was told not to read anything about it, so we're probably all going to be going into mouthwashing as blind as each other. For I know nothing about that one. Though on a related note, if any of you have played mouthwashing, please don't spoil it for me. However, if you could let me know what the trigger warnings are for it, I'd appreciate it. Just so I can warn people before we start. What an odd name for a game. Yeah, I know it's some kind of psychological horror game, Laura, but I don't actually know anything about it. I was just told I'd enjoy it. Though, mind you, the person who told me I'd enjoy it is also the person who put me onto Iron Lung, which gave me 87 consecutive heart attacks. So we'll see how that goes. Oh, another spark. That's nice. At least we're grinding up to 4 levels while we do this. I heard today that they're making a new Layers of Fear game as well. Still haven't played Layers of Fear 2, but I'm a big fan of the original. I think I might have that on Steam actually. Maybe that's one for a future one. Though I don't think I could one-shot Layers of Fear. That might be one that we have to do over a slightly longer period like we did Wolf Among Us. I think it's maybe just slightly too long for a single playthrough. Good game though, very PT-like. Right, let's do one more run of the ball bags and then we'll see how far that gets us. His mouth washing a practice run ready to play mortuary assistant. Ah, we'll have to see, we'll have to see. I don't know if it's supposed to be as scary as Mortuary Assistant. I heard it was, again, what little I know of it, that it's a kind of psychological body horror thing more than whatever the hell you call Mortuary Assistant. Well, again, heart attacks notwithstanding, I did enjoy Iron Lung when we played that a couple of weekends ago. It's just that last jump scare of it that was almost the death of me. Straight up scarefest. Yeah, I guess that's what we call Mortuary Assistant. Though on Weird Shit Sunday this week I played The Exit 8, which is another psychological horror game, and that one required you to use your powers of observation to get out. So Steam tells me it's about a half-hour game and it took me almost 2 hours, because we all know the fact that my power of observation isn't good. I just kept looking at the hallway and thinking, yeah, that's normal and safe, and it was very, very much not so. I think only Daily of our regular viewers was there to witness my madness playing the Exit 8 though. We got it. We got out eventually. May have taken us 4 times as long as Steam claimed, but we got there. Alright, not the House of the Birthstone, we want to go to the Ruyi Scroll. Let's see if we can do these last few upgrades. And I am of 2 minds about my curios, so I'll show you what I've got equipped. But I might just switch one of them out for the blue orb. Just because the blue orb will increase my defense a little more to make up for the loss of my heavier armor. While I'm thinking about it, let's just put a few more points into critical. Whip, there we go.
中看不中用。
Thank you, Yin Tiger. So we were doing the arms. So that's the bracers maxed out. And the gaiters now. Oh, not quite enough money. So that's all we need to get the last level.
营养辣椒
Great.
头，
Another couple of runs of Ballbag Ridge and we'll be there. Not that one. Webbed Hollow. Pool of Shattered Jade. But yeah, I do actually have Mortuary Assistant, as I might have mentioned. I got it in a sale after it was requested. Just haven't plucked up the courage to play it. I hear the movie version of it's coming out soon, though. Or maybe already has come out. I saw the trailer, it looked a bit generic, though. Right. So how much gold am I holding? About 1,500. And I needed about 5,000, so a couple of runs should do it. And then we can leave these 4 ball bags in peace. Where's the other one spinning? There he is. There's another one with legs over there. Yeah, I can hear it. There he is. Wasn't aiming at the one I thought I was. Yep, not quite enough. One more run will do it, though. The days when ball bags were my biggest worry in this game. These were simpler times. That'll do, pig. Let's go upgrade my gaiters and take one last look at my armour before we embark into the misery again. I've got to admit, it took me less long to grind that money than I was worried it would, so at least there's that. So, travel to Rui Scroll village entrance. So it was just the legs we hadn't finished. And there we go. So while in water, increased damage dealt by light attack finishes and massively increased stamina regeneration. So it's all still good. So we are now geared as well as we can be in this particular armor set. So let us get back to the heart of the birthstone. Might just do a bit of harvesting too.
种瓜得瓜，种李得李。
So this is what we have equipped for the fight. So we've got pretty much our general gear. We got the Wandering White, we've got our staff, the armor we just spent half an hour upgrading, and the Plantain Fan, which people assure me is the best vessel for this. I can see one way we could use it if we could pin Sun Wukong against a wall. It would probably work really well, otherwise the knockback is just too fecking annoying. So that one I might change. So here we have the curios I have equipped for this. So the Tridacna Pendant reduces the cooldown of all my spells. The Snow Fox's Brush is that one. That increases the duration of my transformation, so when I turn into the Stone Monkey. And the Amber Prayer Beads increases the speed of building up focus points for bigger attacks. So that's what we're rolling with. The other one that I might change, though, is there was a drink that someone recommended. So we'll stick with the Supreme Gourd because it has the most charges. But it must be from this menu that there was a different drink. So under the brew, at the moment I have the one that restores mana. But someone suggested one that I think we have. It's got a strange name. That's it, Sunset of the Nine Skies. Each sit recovers your maximum health and a considerable amount of ki. So that might be the one I go for, because ki, as we said, is the thing that lets me use the Plantain Fan more often. So I think we might give that a try. We just got to equip the right soaks to it now. So I'm going to go with that one. Sometimes lets me heal without consuming an item, so that's great. I'm trying to remember which other ones. There's the Purple Peach Pit I was using last time. Wherever the hell it's gone. Mount Lingtai extends the duration of Pluck of Many. I have mixed feelings about Pluck of Many for this site, but yeah, that might work. That one massively increases your health recovery when used at critical health, so I think the Purple Vein Peach Pit is a must for this fight. And then it's a hard choice. There's some that increase my defense. Like that one, the Tender Lotus, which I've used actually for most of the game. We don't need poison resistance, we don't need shock. Burn resistant one might be useful in this fight, I guess. So yeah, I think I am going to... I mean, the Goji Shoots increases Ring of Fire. We are kind of relying on Ring of Fire this time. So maybe that's the way to go. Well, let's try the Goji Shoots. Why not? We are relying on Ring of Fire more because, as I said, it can heal me and it can restore my focus. So I'm going to try with this build and we'll see how it goes. Actually... Yeah, you know, for now I'll try that. I might switch for the Water Orb, the one that increases my defense when I'm in water. But we'll we'll see how things go. So, the heart of the birthstone. Let me just crack my knuckles, have a swig of me drink, and we'll see how this goes. Oh, I can also show you guys the trick that I learnt when I was messing around last night. So after the stream, I did have a couple of tries at him just with different builds to see how it went. And that's when I figured out I could do this thing, which I didn't know. I can fully charge my fecking weapon while outside of battle. Which means I can run off and smack him in the head with the first move. Didn't mean to do that, but because he's fairly slow, he can actually repeat that usually a few times. The only thing that he can do that really hits us is that staff throw thing that he does. Just gotta hope he doesn't throw the staff. It's the only thing he's really got that can hit us. It should be noted that I did try to do this in the second phase too. It does not work in the second phase, just in this one. Oh fuck, that was the staff throw. I kind of want to see my armor activate, so I'm trying to get to under half health just so I can see how the replenishment works. Which is the only reason I'm not actually healing myself here at the moment. There we go, we almost got him. Phase 2. Alright, there you see I am healing there. Oh, I should have dodged out of that. That was a mistake. It's a meeting of my own. Kind of stuck a bit there. I'll try the transformation now. Slightly bad time to do that. One last ground pounding. Oh no, he's frozen me. That might not work then. Nope. Okay. Let's try and get Pluck out now, I think. Fuck! Well, that was terrifying. Try the fan again. Oh my god, we did it! First try today! Ah, a Duel of Destiny trophy.
你们一定都听过关于他的故事。有人说，他帮唐僧取到了真经，封了斗战胜佛，从此留在了灵山。也有人说，那个成佛的根本不是他，真正的他早就死在了西行路上。还有人说，西游从来都没有发生过，他只不过是说书人杜撰的一只猴子。但我要讲的故事，你们一定没有听过。
佛又如何？那道箍一直都在你头上。
张开你的口眼，把这就摘下来，给你看。
孙悟空，汝因大闹天宫，无以甚深法力，压在五行山下，幸天灾满族归于释教，且习汝隐恶扬善，在途中练魔降怪有功，全忠全实，加升大直正果，汝为斗战胜佛。
那厮触犯了上天，玉帝立此3世，只等积衔了米劲，狗舔的面筋，登了顿锁艇，那方才该下雨嘞。
饮了这杯，我们一起打上凌霄宝殿。
And there we go. That was Black Myth Wukong on PlayStation 5, and I will let the credits roll just because I don't know if there's anything after them. And I believe that 2D animation there was the secret ending that Daly mentioned, the thing that we had to beat Erlang Sang last time to unlock. So otherwise we wouldn't have got to see that rather amazing animation of the journey to the west there, which I did thoroughly enjoy. But anyway, that was a complete playthrough of the game. I appreciate it took 18 sessions to get through, but we did beat all 107 bosses in that time, so yay for us. And so, when the credits are rolled, if you guys fancy it, I will switch over and start our next game, just so you can take a look at it. So the next game is going to be Like a Dragon, The Man Who Erased His Name. The next game in the Yakuza series, and the Yakuza game. Yeah, Laura's already chanting Yakuza. But this is the Kiryu game that occurs simultaneously to Like a Dragon, to explain why he only appears in like the last couple of hours of that game. But anyway, oh, is this the end of the credits? Have we got something more? Let's see. Now we're still going. But anyway, to sign off while this is all rolling, I am Kim, or AblersCamber42. This is my main stream. Well, this should be my main stream. I'm actually on the off stream today, cheating a bit. But my main stream, let us say, is live Mondays and Wednesdays at 8 PM GMT and Saturdays at 5 PM GMT. Where from this point on we will be playing Like a Dragon Gaiden, The Man Who Erased His Name on PlayStation 5. I do sometimes play some other games on the side, just as and when I have a couple of free hours. At the moment, during the week, it's Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories on PlayStation 4. And, you know, I didn't realise I had an English voice cast. Oh, there you go. But anyway, during the week, it's Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories on PlayStation 4. And on a Sunday, we are going to be playing Mouthwashing on Steam this week. Please do check them out if you're interested. I have an AblersCamber42 Blue Sky account where you can find me between streams if you want to see where I'm at, offer advice. Give me suggestions of what to play next. The floor's your own. I also have an AblersCamber42 YouTube channel where old episodes and boss fights are put up usually within a day of airing here. In case you want to watch back over my glorious Black Myth Wukong run, or any of the previous games I've played, my tastes are varied and there's a lot on there now, which includes Lies of P, Bloodborne, House of Ashes, Goodbye Volcano High, One Piece Odyssey, Disco Elysium, Dredge, Night in the Woods, Danganronpa 1 and 2, Psychonauts 1 and 2, Silent Hill F, both versions of Silent Hill 2. Please do check them out if you're interested. I'm also one half of Things Are Getting Strange, a Twin Peaks Rewatch podcast. You can find us wherever you get your podcasts. New episodes go up on a Thursday at 8 PM GMT. We're reviewing Twin Peaks one episode at a time. There's about 6 episodes up there for you to see right now, as well as our previous 2 seasons in which we rewatched and reviewed all of the X-Files and Garth Marenghi's Dark Place. Please do check it out if you're interested, and if you can afford to do so, consider supporting the Things Are Getting Strange Patreon. It helps keep the lights on and gives you access to things you can't get anywhere else, which includes a full Let's Play of the 1998 X-Files FMV game on the original PlayStation. And just so you're aware, while I'm still killing time while the credits roll, upcoming on this channel, we're going to be playing Like a Dragon Gaiden, The Man Who Erased His Name next, followed by Alan Wake, and then we'll be moving on to Code Vein 2 for the next Souls-like I plan to play. Unless, of course, the only thing that will stagger this is if the new Life is Strange game comes out in the meantime, in which case I will be skipping directly to play that, just so we can all see what happens in the final Life is Strange game together. And hopefully, as we go through Animation Studios, we are nearly at the end of the credits. Hello, Sherry. Have you come back? Sweet baby. At least I got my manager here with me. Sweet Sherry Berry. My god, this game has great music. To be fair, it had great animation too. It was a thoroughly enjoyable Souls-like. It's definitely up there as one of the best non-From Software Souls games I've played. Of course nothing ever beats Bloodborne because it's the best game in the world ever. Nope, looks like that was it. So, anyway, just give me 2 minutes, guys. I will swap over to Like a Dragon Guide and the Man Who Erases Name, and we'll be back to see how that begins. See you in a second. Bye-bye.